Welcome back to another episode of Better Than I Found It, the podcast all things college golf. You're listening to Mike McGraw, the men's golf coach at Baylor University. This past weekend, I was honored to be the Master of Ceremonies at the 14th Annual Induction Ceremony of the Edmond Junior Golf Hall of Fame in Edmond, Oklahoma. That's where I spent 19 years of my life and where my coaching career actually started. So it was an honor to be asked to come back and participate in the Junior Golf Hall of Fame. If you'll indulge me, I'd like to share a little history about this very unique Hall of Fame, one of only two that I've been able to find in the entire country, the other being in Indiana. Beginning my college years at Central Oklahoma, I developed a close interest in the junior golf program in Edmond. I helped then Kicking Bird Golf Course head professional Art Proctor with a summer youth golf program. It was called the E.C. Hafer Junior Golf Program. Now, E.C. Hafer is the man who taught Danny Edwards the game of golf and actually started the junior golf program in Edmond, Oklahoma. Danny took golf lessons from E.C. Hafer. E.C. Hafer ran the program for Art Proctor for years until I took it over in the early 1980s. For years prior to my arrival, the program was developing competitive players already. Like I mentioned, Danny Edwards, David Edwards, several others. In fact, during my junior year at Central Oklahoma, where I was playing college golf, Edmond Bulldogs brought home the school's first state golf championship. The tournament, ironically, was played at the Ponca City Country Club, where I had grown up and where my dad had been the golf professional. Mark Mades, the Edmond coach at the time, knew that I was good friends with his players and the team. Mark didn't know me that well, but he did know that I had been working with a few of his players, even though I was still in college. And he asked me if I would help the team out by playing a practice round with the team up at Ponca City before the tournament. I did that, really enjoyed that, and I have no doubt, and I'd be lying if I didn't admit that that was probably when the first seeds were sown that would eventually ignite my fire and passion to coach. Not that I had anything to do with them winning, but it was just that I enjoyed the process of trying to help players prepare for a golf tournament. And I don't think I was conscious at the time that that's what was happening, but as I look back on it, it's pretty easy to see that was the case. So the Edmond golf program was already good before I got there. It's been fantastic after I left, but it was developing into a great program with great players in both junior golf tournaments on the state level, national level, and obviously in high school championships. But I finished my college career about a year and a half later, and then I played 3 years of mini tour golf. I would help and assist Art with the junior golf program in the summers. Whenever I was in town, I would help him run junior clinics, and I did all of that for a few years. And then I decided that pro golf wasn't for me. I wasn't going to make it in professional golf. So after 3 years of that, I decided to go back to school and get a teaching degree so that I could officially become a coach and get a teaching position in Edmond. I've talked about this before on the podcast, but a little more information here that might tell you how we got to this Junior Golf Hall of Fame. Rick Leith was the Edmond High School coach when I first started helping the team after Mark Mades had retired, and I assisted Rick. We won state titles. Well, I won one state title with Mark Mades in 1987. Really emotional championship at Norman at the Trails Golf Club. And then with Rick, we won in 1989, 1990, 1991, 92, and 93, 5 in a row, the first school in the history of Oklahoma to have won 5 championships in a row in Class 6A. After that championship, I was hired at Edmond North when we started 2 additional high schools, Edmond North and Edmond Santa Fe. I was hired at Edmond North to be the coach there, and we won titles in 94, 95, and 96, and we were runner-up in 1997 before I was hired shortly thereafter to go to work at Oklahoma State. But during that 94, 95, 96 stretch is when, and even earlier than that, in 1992, Bill Nicholas passed away. He'd been a mentor of junior golfers there in Edmond and had helped me with the junior program for years. He passed away, and I co-founded the Bill Nicholas Memorial Junior Golf Foundation, which has several goals and things listed in the mission statement, but we didn't have a Junior Golf Hall of Fame. And a couple of years later, I was coaching at Edmond North, and they were still playing great at Memorial. The women's teams were doing great. The junior golf was thriving in Edmond. And I thought to myself, I wonder how we could honor all of this success. What could we do that would let people remember, all the people that built the program through the years, starting back with Danny and David Edwards, even before Kickingbird Golf Course was a thing. Kickingbird Golf Course opened in 1971, but Danny and David had played. Danny had played his entire junior career and part of his college career before that, and David had played most of his junior career before it opened. So, but anyway, going back to the early days, how could we honor that? And so I took it upon myself to go to the board of directors of the Edmond Junior or the Bill Nicholas Memorial Junior Golf Foundation and said I would love to start a Hall of Fame. Wow, I didn't realize what I was undertaking here. It was a bit of a project. For one, you had to make sure you had all the statistics and all the wins and all the paperwork, and you had to have a selection committee, and you had to, there were just all kinds of things, preparing for the banquet and doing all that. And in December of 1995, we had the very first induction ceremony at the University of Central Oklahoma in their ballroom. 280 people attended. It was a really amazing event. We had 8 junior golfers inducted into that first class, and then it has gone on ever since. We've had, with this week, the 14th induction ceremony. There are a total of 81 members of the Junior Golf Hall of Fame now, and 8 PGA Tour or LPGA Tour wins. Players. 7 men have played on the PGA Tour that came through Edmond, and 1 lady golfer came through, but a total of 15 victories on those 2 tours, over 75 state championships, both team and individual, dozens and dozens of All-Americans in college, just an incredible amount of success. If I could go over some of the names here, Heather Bowie Young, who played the LPGA Tour. She played at Arizona State and also Texas and won an NCAA championship. She was in the first class. Chris Edmond, who played at University of Oklahoma. Danny and David Edwards both played at Oklahoma State. Cam McFarland played at Oklahoma. Robin Orndorff never did play college golf. Her life was cut short by kidney disease. She had all kinds of issues. Wonderful gal. We put her in the first class because she was truly one of the most inspirational golfers I'd ever been around. Art Proctor's daughter, Tammy, played golf at Arizona State. Is actually married to Billy Mayfair today. Great player. And then Dustin York, who won 3 consecutive. He won 2 state junior championships, but also was anchored 3 straight state championships at Edmond Memorial. Later, we had players like Robert Streb, who came along, and he ended up playing the PGA Tour. Kevin Tway, like Robert, he won on the PGA Tour. Max McGreevy, Ian Davis played the Korn Ferry Tour, and then obviously this year's class had 2 really, really great players, Taylor Moore, who's won on the PGA Tour, and Austin Eckroat, who's won twice on the PGA Tour. So the success that they've had on a state, a local, a regional, a national level in junior golf and in high school golf and in college golf has truly been staggering when you consider it's not that large a town. There's a few golf courses right there in Edmond, Kickingbird being one that's near and dear to my heart. And going back there this week for that induction ceremony was truly joyful. The real joy I take from this Junior Golf Hall of Fame, honestly, is seeing something even more important than the success that they had on the golf course, which was great, and that's awesome. But you can't control that too much. You can control what kind of a husband or a father or a wife you become, a mother you become. You can control what kind of adults you become, what kind of businessmen and businesswomen you are, if you're a productive member of society or a non-productive member of society. Those things are enjoyable for a coach to see. And so when I was able to go back this week, now this year's class included Austin Eckroat, who played golf at Oklahoma State, is now playing the PGA Tour. Taylor Moore, who played golf at the University of Arkansas, is now playing the PGA Tour. Brooklyn Ben, who is in her senior year at Wichita State University. Jordan Wilson, who started at Oklahoma State, transferred to Central Oklahoma, where I played, and he was the Division II national runner-up in Division II and a first-team All-American. Brock Polhill, who played at Wichita State University, and Zane Heisel, who played at Abilene Christian. They all represented Edmond quite well at the collegiate level. So it included a lot of players that I had never coached, but I knew them, and some of them I recruited, and some of them, I've gotten to know their families. And so that's probably the real joy when you think about it. I created the Junior Golf Hall of Fame to honor the success they've had, but the real success is what kind of humans they become. And I'm really proud to say that this is a great group of human beings, and they've done an awesome job representing Edmond, and I was thrilled to be there to give them their award on Saturday night. My time in Edmond as a junior golf director, as a middle school teacher, and as a high school coach was special to me, probably the most special times of my coaching career, honestly. And I'm grateful that Jane Gray, Bill Nicholas's daughter, who's the executive director of the Bill Nicholas Memorial Junior Golf Foundation, asked me to present the awards at the Hall of Fame ceremony this past week. So I wanted to give you guys that little message. It's a short message today, a short podcast, but one that was very special to me. That if you're at a successful program, successful school, try to get a Hall of Fame started. I think it'd be great. For one, I think that these players inspire future generations of junior golfers. There's no doubt in my mind that they do. And so mission accomplished. It's 30 years later, and they still have it going great. Steve Steele, who's in the Hall of Fame, is the president of the Bill Nicholas Junior Golf Foundation. He's running it, and executive director Jane Gray has kept it going as well. So thank you very much for listening today, and I hope to see you again next week.